Let's make this a quick one. So the adventure of today was basically finishing up the script for my main video, my main channel, the video about Japan. And the first draft was finished 2 days ago, and I basically finished the final draft today. It ended up being around 1900 words, which if you go by the sort of average reading speed, it's 150 words per minute. And if you do the calculations, it basically ends up being about 12 to 13 minutes, which is not bad for like a video highlighting a huge experience in my life. I think that's a good amount of time. I'll talk about the scripting process because I think it's kind of interesting. So the first draft that I created, it was kind of like me spilling my thoughts out, my feelings, and just getting out the emotions. The second draft was me trying to add a lot more substance to it. I think I was a lot more specific with certain events, certain friends I met that made a huge difference to the trip, and just adding more detail basically, which made the script longer for sure, but it made it more interesting, more me basically, more special and unique because of those events that happened, the places I visited, and the people, just all of it. Instead of just talking in general terms about how great an experience is, I can talk about what actually happened, you know? And I still didn't go into huge specificity and detail about every event. Obviously, I had to generalize still the big events because there's just too much in 134 days in a foreign country, you know? So I have to say 130 days in Japan because I spent 4 days in Korea. So it's 134 days in total. But yeah, that's something that was interesting to note about the first and second drafts. I really, really enjoy the second draft a lot more. I mean, I better because I spent, I think, 3 to 4 hours redrafting it. It's kind of amazing how much time can pass when you're really, really focused. But yeah, I'm still really, really surprised by the fact that it took that long to redraft it. But maybe a little bit, it was closer to 3 hours probably because I spent some time creating the first draft of the end of Dreamlit. So that is done as well. And things are moving. It's moving and I'm really, really glad about it because it means that the motivation that I felt like in the beginning of this week, like that spark and huge push of motivation is consistent. And it's not just something I felt for one day because I do feel really good about this. And I think it's because I'm scripting about stuff that's me moving forward. So it's like reaffirming it. So that is the adventure of today. And I think I'll basically end it at that. I mainly spent my time doing that and still did all the habits. Everything's good, relative pitch. Everything is moving, everything. And I feel good too. I feel strong like today and energetic despite not too much being different. It's also a weekend and weekends tend to be harder to focus, but I got it done today. So that's basically it. It's a good Saturday.